when we go camping, we do like safe camping.
Aye.
Do you ever like get off the grid and do anything like that?
No, fuck no, man. I like being in control. Like that's another reason why I don't like psychedelics. Psychedelics are like a form of, I mean, I've done DMT and stuff, but like,
Really?
Yeah, just to see what it was like. Because I had all these fucking hippies telling me that like DMT is you going to another planet and speaking to these fucking beings, and I'm like, I believe in the power of psychedelics. I just don't believe in the explanation of psychedelics. Like, I absolutely believe that you can see things that are not there and experience these profound levels of self-understanding, but it's not a fucking higher being. It's not a fucking higher consciousness. Like, first time I did DMT was I just wanted to see what it was. And me and Kai, we fucking did we don't want to do it properly as well. So we like did the meditation beforehand for like half an hour and making sure that, you know, you're in a sort of safe space. And I did the DMT, and it lasted 5 minutes and also forever, because the time becomes this fucking abstract thing, which I never understood until I did it. And then I remember having these like conversations, but not out loud, but with these other beings being like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, well, I remember my carpet fucking moving, and I remember being like, I know that's not moving. My brain's telling me it's moving. So like,
you
how
can do that?
Yeah, so I
can't do that.
I was studying, so I was on the floor like rubbing the carpet, which is, by the way, is the most high you can fucking look, is to rub a carpet. But I'm doing that and just seeing these strands of fucking carpet come out and crawl over my hand and then join the carpet somewhere else, and being like, I know this isn't real. I know that's not happening, but it's fascinating to me that it is. And then the beings being like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, none of this is real." And they're like, "Well, none of this is real." I'm like, "No, but I mean, like, specifically, I know this carpet isn't fucking moving." And then you sort of come out of it, and I phoned my dad immediately because he's a man of science. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, I've just done DMT. Here's what I saw. Explain this." And he was like, he said two things. He was like, one, that's what happens when you smoke dreams, which is a fair, like, DMT is what happens when you fucking, that's what our brain produces when we sleep. And second of all, he was like, "I bet you I can show you what you saw while you were on DMT." Like, he's like, "I bet you I can show you the visuals that you saw." And I was like, "There's no way you'll be able to do that." And he was like, 100%. Brought up this computer program that if you play any sort of movie on YouTube or whatever, it will also in the background do a Google image search of any animals or any sort of random images, and then randomly superimpose them into the video you're watching. Because when you're on certain types of drugs, it changes the way that lights refract in your eyes. So there's actual science behind what you see when you're on drugs. So it's not God or higher consciousness or, your inner soul fucking coming out. It's the fact that you've taken a bunch of fucking drugs that you only exist in your body when you dream normally.
Oh man, I am a really intense dreamer.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if
DMT
might fucking send me over the edge.
Well, you hear these stories.
I love that your dad, by the way, your dad might be the coolest dude in the world when he goes, "That's what happens when you smoke your dreams."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a lyric in a fucking song.
Yeah. But
then that's what happens when you smoke your dreams.
But he just means at the sense of, I was like, "Hey, I had this fucking," because I'm not a spiritual person. I don't believe in that fucking. To me, that's voodoo shit. There's nothing there. Fuck off. But I understand that. But in that moment, I was like, fucking, I felt like the most overwhelming sense of calm I've ever experienced in my life when I smoked DMT. It was like there was somebody just always out of my periphery who was just like, "Hey, everything's fine. I got you." Like
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
I
man.
want that.
There was no concept.
I'm gonna get the opposite though. I'll get the bad DMT trip.
No, man. Apparently, all I know, like, apparently, it's you just can't feel fear. Like that fucking moment there was.
But that's all I feel.
Fear. Well, maybe this is
all I feel. It was fear in life.
Is
this what DMT is like?
No. Oh yeah, a bit like the periphery stuff. Like, but you're still sort of in the room. But yeah, periphery. But then again, I also don't know how much of that comes from like these. We when we do psychedelics and we see these fucking visuals, we're like, "Oh my god, this is what psychedelics is." I don't know whether there's anything to be said from the other way. Like, when you grow up watching TV shows where people do psychedelics in it, you expect to see this shit. Like, I understand the subconscious. We don't know that much about it, but. Yeah. I think if you've spent 15 years watching TV shows where this is the shit when you see when you're on drugs, when you do drugs, your brain goes, "Hey, this is what you're meant to fucking see."
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a chicken or the egg scenario. Which came first?
Yeah, I don't have the balls to smoke DMT.
No,
I really don't. I think
but you'll do prescription drugs that were not prescribed to you.
Yeah.
See,
No. I mean, yeah, I will. I will do those also. But yeah, I'm a booze guy. I'm really a booze guy.